Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast. You know, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot me a voicemail call, 219-413-9405, and we will play it back on our next episode. Now, we got a great show for you today. Got a little bit of the NBA, but a lot of free agency stuff still going on. Some teams that I want to brush on: Baltimore Ravens, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. But starting off with the NBA, bro, I'm stepping out of character just a little bit. Now, usually I don't do this. I don't do this thing called hating, but I don't know what it is that has gotten into me lately, especially within this matter. But somebody please out there, you got to humble the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know who it is. And I don't know why this team is exactly bothering me so much, but you know, I cannot wait till the playoff happens to see what this team really does, bro, because they got a lot of hype right now and they're pretty good. They are a good team. They're sitting the top seed in the West right now. Number one, possibly. I still think it's number one right now. One or two. Either way it goes. They're a top seed in the West, but I'm really thinking it's this pretty ass brand of basketball that I dislike with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And maybe it's just me. And again, I told you I'm stepping out of character, but I think it's just a pretty brand of basketball that I dislike. Like, what happened to the game that I love? What happened to the gulliness in the basketball game? What happened to guys being gritty? What happened to guys being physical and tough in the basketball game, even in the regular season, down, especially in the playoff stretch? Like, what happened to these things? It's not there as much as I'm used to seeing it. And one of the teams that's really good, so they're about to be the face of this, in my opinion, and they're about to take a lot of blame for this because I see it with them most often, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They get a lot of tic-tac fouls, and they're beating these teams that's dealing with injuries. But I think above all, the thing that's bothering me the most about the Oklahoma City Thunder is the fact that ultimately the stars are too damn young to be this egotistic and accomplish nothing in the NBA. That's what bothers me the most. It's like, it's different if, you know, y'all was really killing it. You've been to the playoffs, so you maybe won a couple championships. Then you get to talk that trash. You get to talk because you walk the walk. You get what I'm saying? But the Thunder ain't did nothing. They ain't even been to the playoffs and had any sort of success in the playoffs over the past few years. And I think it starts too. You know, I definitely don't want to attack guys, but it got to be said, bro. You know, I got to get this off my chest, bro. I give y'all a platform to get stuff off y'all chest. I'll be damned if I don't use my own platform to get it off my chest. I think it's more so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro, because, man, I don't know why bro is so damn cocky, and to me, he gives Twitter finger vibes, and it's damn near corny, bro. It's cringy watching him sometimes, and not necessarily skill, because we all know what he does on the court is insane. Bro has a lot of skill when it comes to the game of basketball. No hate whatsoever there, but the thing that bothers me and it itches my soul, bro, is the fact that he'll put up 30 points, be quiet all game, which I respect. You know, you can be quiet all game, won't say much, whatever, not much of a trash talker on the floor, but put up 30 points and then go run on Instagram immediately after the game and post a picture of you, him scoring on you. Like, bro, that's so lame to me. Like, if you're not going to say nothing in person, don't say it on social media. Why? It gives Twitter finger vibes. It gives, I'm all talk, but when I see you in person, I'm not going to say nothing. It gives 8th grade middle school 2007 social media beef to me, bro. And I'm not a fan of that, bro. To me, I just can't stand on that. It's not cool. It's like, damn, bro, if you can't say it in the man's face, you don't need to say it at all. If you can't say it when score is 15-15, you don't need to say it when score is 125-119. I don't want to hear it at all. So to me, that stuff bothers me, bro. And it just like trickles down through the whole team, because it's just like, oh man, this team here, they remind me of the Memphis Grizzlies a couple years ago, and like these past few years, the Memphis Grizzlies, because to me, they've been on the same type of thing. Very egotistic type of young stars. Guys have accomplished nothing in the playoffs, but yet talk as if they've won 4 championships. And it kind of bothers me, but I think when the playoffs start this season, we're going to see a huge dramatic turn. And I can't wait for it to start because I don't think them boys are going to have much success when they go into the playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I doubt the Thunder have a lot of success when they go into the playoffs this year. And I hope that's the case because when you lose in the playoffs and you get sent home early in the playoffs, that stuff builds character. It builds the urgency in terms of how bad do I really want to win in this league? How bad do I really want to win in the playoffs? And how seriously I'm going to perfect my craft because we've seen it with Joel Embiid. We've seen it with Steph Curry. We've seen it with LeBron. We've seen it with Kobe. We've seen it with all the greats and anybody who's accomplished anything in this NBA league. But you cannot win it all if you don't know how to lose. And then most importantly, bro, you can do all this stuff in the regular season you want, bro. Thrive in the regular season if you want to. Have a great time, bro. Talk trash, win games. You could be like 72-10, 72-9. Doesn't mean nothing if you don't do anything in the playoffs. I'm not going to be convinced until I see you win on a large stage. To me, the more you win on a large stage, the more leeway you have to talk crazy, to show those egotistic characteristics and things like that. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm feeling some type of way about it and I'll try to adjust, but I don't have much, it bothers me. It bothers me, man. And part of that reason of not doing anything in the playoffs is still the same reason I don't trust the Clippers to get anything done because the Clippers, they got 4 or 5 All-Stars on their team, and yet they still have never did anything in the playoffs. And every time the playoffs come around and the lights get real bright, they scream, turn them off, turn them off, turn them off. They never get it done. I mean, it's either injuries, guys not performing as well, or it's always something with the Clippers. So to me, I think that's why I'm not sold on them. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm not sold on them either. Even though they're a top seed in the West, I doubt they have any real playoff success because they don't have experience. And those guys are still young and they haven't accomplished anything. I hope for their own sake, they go to the playoffs, get sent home, come back better. Come back more focused. Come back more on a mission. Because right now it just seems all fun and just like it's so lighthearted, man. What happened to the game that I love, bro? I don't know, man. It used to be like, bro, playoff push. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Tell me if it's me, actually. But you can always call, of course, obviously, if it is me, 219-413-9405. So let me know if it is me. Maybe I'm just tripping out. But I don't know, man. I personally feel like guys used to just compete a lot more in the NBA. There was less nights off when guys were actually playing, and everybody's crying about this 60-game rule when, bro, people played 82 games. And I know it's a different time, but I mean, MVPs playing 60 games back in a few years back, last decade, even just going back that far, that was he barely played this season. I mean, guys crying about it now. Dog, come on, man. It's just, yeah, that's wild. But look, man, we got some free agency notes coming up. Couple things about free agency that I have to brush on for sure. The Baltimore Ravens are in there. We're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back. All right, let's get into it, man. Now, I got a side note. Starting off with the free agency. I have a love-hate relationship with free agency. I don't know why, it's so much hate on my heart right now. Y'all know I always preach love and always just, be happy. And I don't know why I'm so bothered right now, which is crazy. But I promise is nothing that's should be overlooked or should be taken out of context. It's just, man, I don't know. Some stuff just be bugging me, man. I got to get it off my chest. It's weird, bro. The free agency that's going on now. I say I have a love-hate relationship because everybody right now is reacting off of names. Everybody's like, oh, this guy going here. This guy going here. This guy's here. He's there. He's here. He just got traded. Whatever. Boom, boom, boom. I get all that. And I'm participating in that hype as I talk about certain trades and all of these different things that go on, which are truly amazing. It's going to make for an interesting NFL season come fall time. I don't have a problem with that. The thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is the hype that people build from just specifically based on names. The guys still have to play the game. They still got to play under a certain coach who's going to have a different style. They still have to actually be healthy. They got to actually play in the right scheme and actually, above all, perform. So if none of these guys are performing, what are we hype about? And I think that's what trickles down. Like, it's cool, but you just got to wait till things play out a little bit more, as the season goes on. So it's good to be hype about it. It's good to anticipate it. There's a lot of different things that I am anticipating coming into this NFL season. But above all, bro, you got to actually wait for these guys to play the game and see them perform before you start getting hype about, oh, this guy, his name. Like, you got to see what he can do on the field this next upcoming season. Guys get older and older as they play in the league. Just because they've had success on one team don't mean they'll have success on another team. But that's just that. But anyway, look, man. The Baltimore Ravens, they recently signed running back Derrick Henry to a 2-year, $16 million deal with $9 million guaranteed. Now, I thought this was a nice pickup, but it's slightly overhyped in the trade. And this is why I say love-hate relationship with free agency, because I think it's overhyped. People went all overboard about, oh my gosh, Derrick Henry is playing with Lamar Jackson. Oh my gosh. It's about to be amazing. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, super dual threat that they have going on over there. Yeah, I understand that's a super elite dual threat between a quarterback, and then you also have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry as a running back. Like, I get the hype about it, but Derrick Henry, he's been aging. And as far as the Baltimore Ravens, I don't know what more they can improve in terms of the run game, because they were number one in rushing, in a rushing offense all last season. They had the number one rushing offense in the NFL. Derrick Henry was number 2 in rushing yards with the Tennessee Titans with a bad offensive line. And then now he's going to play with the Ravens, which is cool. And I get why that's hype. But if you can't capitalize in the playoffs with the number one rushing offense and you completely neglected that come playoffs, it's no reason for me to feel like, all right, now that they got Derrick Henry, a guy who's good at running the ball, they're going to still be number one offense and they'll get it done this time, especially when they lost so many different defensive pieces. This is where it gets critical for the Baltimore Ravens, because although they did land this Derrick Henry trade, man, it's critical that they lost everybody on the defensive end, bro. They lost Patrick Queen. They lost Geno Stone. They about to lose Jadeveon Clowney. Lost Kyle Van Noy. They're losing a lot of guys to free agency right now on defense, and then nothing is being done about it. You're not seeing guys being replaced on the defensive end. So although this offense is beautiful and it looks amazing and the talent is there of who they have and all of that, I don't see it thriving because they don't have guys on that defensive end that helped them a lot last season. Last season, there was games that the defense won solely by themselves. The Ravens offense didn't always carry every single game week after week. The defense held it down. When you look at what they did in the postseason, the defense held it down. They're the main reason the Ravens was even able to advance and go play the Kansas City Chiefs, and even hung in the game when they played against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Ravens have missed their Super Bowl window. Last year, that was their time to win the Super Bowl. And they completely blew it. They choked and they blew it. That was their Super Bowl window. They had the perfect defense. They had the perfect offense. And they just completely neglected what was getting them wins all season. So to me right now, based on what I seen last year and the guys they lost on the defensive end, I don't see them going back to the Super Bowl next year or anytime soon until they can prove that we got some heat on the defense and we got some guys who can really continue to cook up on the defensive end. Other than that, I'd be shocked, especially when they got a new offensive coordinator. So now the offense might look even different than what we seen last year. During times it was rolling and times it was looking amazing. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Baltimore Ravens. As far as like free agency, this is probably their best pickup that they had. But again, it's overhyped simply because Derrick Henry, he is a great running back. But ultimately, this is not the area that the Ravens needed help in. They didn't need help in the run game area. This does nothing in retrospect because they were already somewhat decent in this area. That the place they need help is bringing in guys on the defensive end and getting some more pieces to help out there. So I don't know. Other than that, man, the Ravens, it's going to be interesting to see what they do this next year. And don't get too hype off of names, but maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Shoot me a call. Let me know. 219-413-9405. clearly it's a lot of animosity here. I don't know why I got so much animosity about certain things and certain moves that's been happening, but we're gonna work it out. I'm gonna try my best to work through it and all of that different stuff. But anyway, look, just because I'm coming in with a lot of a beef toward different teams, that don't mean you have to do that. You can still be happy, and I promise I'm gonna bring it better, bro. I'm gonna be higher, and I'm gonna make it better. Come second half of the show. We ain't gonna keep this. I don't like this guy. I don't like that guy. I don't like this team. Next, the second half. But look, anyway, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. It's halftime. We'll be right back with some news for the run. All right, and news for the run. Let's get it started. Starting off with NFL free agency. So former Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Calvin Ridley has officially signed with the Tennessee Titans. This new deal is for 4 years, worth up to $92 million, with $50 million guaranteed. Whew. Now, the Houston Texans, they signed a defensive tackle, Tim Settle, and they also made a huge trade landing former Bengals running back Joe Mixon, which is going to be a huge help for the Houston Texans considering they lost their running back early on in free agency. So this definitely fills that void. You added another defensive piece there, so Houston Texans definitely making some moves. I think it'll be nice to see what they can actually do this upcoming season too. It's a lot of anticipation with them and what happens with that team too, especially CJ Stroud coming back off a hot rookie year and coming into his second year. So it'll be cool to see what happens there. Now, despite one of the best running backs in the NFL, Saquon Barkley, signing with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Eagles are not done yet. The Philadelphia Eagles, they signed linebacker Devin White for a one-year deal to help boost the defensive presence next season. And it's going to be cool because personally, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have been doing what most people expected out of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, look, a little before free agency started, this is why I say this, because the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, said he's all in for 2024's free agency. And since free agency started a few days ago, the Cowboys have missed multiple big signings. They made minimal moves. And running back Derrick Henry, to even give you guys an overtop thing, Derrick Henry, he signed with the Baltimore Ravens, but he did an interview and he said he was open to joining the Cowboys because that's where he spends his offseason. But the Cowboys didn't even flinch, make a move, make a phone call, send a text or anything to show interest in Derrick Henry possibly joining the team. And when I saw this, bro, I was like, okay, first off, man, look, the Cowboys are an absolute joke at this point, man. To me, that front office is doing everything that the fans do. They're talking about, oh, we're going to do this, we'll be this, we'll do this, we'll make this happen. But at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, we see no action. No action. All bark and no bite from the Dallas Cowboys front office. And I'm not upset at this because I like seeing the Cowboys fail. Call me a hater, whatever. That's just a team I just cannot stand behind because of the way the fans behave and how, just crazy. The fans are crazy. So to me, it's hard for me to just stand behind the Cowboys. But first, I thought a lot of people were being dramatic about it. Like, Cowboys fans was upset. I seen a lot of things on social media, Cowboys, like, all right, the front office, they should be ashamed of themselves, whatever. And I'm like, bro, they kind of over-exaggerate. It ain't that serious, bro. It's only day 2 in the free agency. I'm like, a lot of things can still happen. You still got people you can negotiate with. But then I started to realize, I'm like, okay, well, all the top-tier talent that the Cowboys could have landed, they're all assigned to a team. They're all on a new team. Like, it shows a lack of urgency. You had so many dogs out here you could have brought back and so many dogs you could have tried to get and add to your team, but you just having a lack of urgency, not really making any moves. It shows like, all right, we not really serious about making any difference from what we went on to do last season. And you would think a team who said they were going to the Super Bowl and all of that, who said they were going to have a playoff run and actually win a playoff game, you would think that they would actually make moves to move toward that direction and not be complacent. But damn it, hey, the Cowboys have proved me wrong again. They proved me wrong again. They don't even care about trying to be better than what they were last year. So I'm like, hey, with the Cowboys, bro, best of luck to you. But the Eagles is really taking all the shine right now, especially in that division, man, because boy, oh boy, the Eagles been making a lot of moves, and I think it's going to get nasty with Saquon Barkley over there. You add a lot of talent at those skill positions for the skill guys. So it creates a lot of diversity for that offense with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I think it's truly going to be something amazing. Never too late for the Cowboys. Obviously, they can still make moves. It's only day 2. But other than that, man, look, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you for hanging with me, for kicking it with me. And look, man, hey, I know I might have brought you down a little bit. Maybe you was hyped. Maybe you was down. I don't know. But look, I had to get it off my chest, bro. I tried to give y'all a warning at the beginning of the episode, but I had to step out of character today because the game that I love is just, it's falling apart. I don't know, man. But anyway, look, man, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. Enjoy your day today. Maybe you listening tonight. Maybe you listening in the morning. Maybe it's afternoon on the way to home from work. Whatever you do, man, just enjoy your day. Make sure you do something to treat yourself. You deserve it, especially if you take care of all the things you have to, bro. You take care of your responsibilities. I mean, even if you don't take care of all of them, but you just take care of some of them. Hey, give yourself some credit, bro. You deserve some of that credit. And then I'm going to end with this positive note here, just kind of going on giving yourself some credit, bro. I'll put it this way. I'm going to finish with a quote. I heard it. It was dope. It's early to bed, early to rise is a man who's young, wealthy, and wise. Now, I think that's just dope, man, and I ain't going to sit on it and harp on it too long, but I'm going to just leave you with that, bro. Do what you want with that information. Other than that, that's all I got for you. I appreciate you for hanging with me. Send this to a cousin, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, a coworker, anyone you know who enjoyed it. I promise you they won't mind. Help a brother out, man. Help me out. Any way possible. Follow me on Instagram at The Run Podcast. You can follow my personal as well at I am Manny Wilson. Other than that, I appreciate you, and we will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on.